if you're new here, hi, welcome, my name is Missa, and today you might recognize me. The eye makeup is, I am literally currently filming my Jawbreaker palette review and look, but this video is already up, so this isn't like a spoiler or anything, but I just placed an order on Makeup Revolution. It just came. I've got other new products I want to play with, and I thought we could just, while I'm feeling well and while I'm feeling like not motivated but energetic, like, you know, I've got energy, I'm out of bed, I'm feeling pretty good, I thought I might as well just film another video as well. I do have some like assumptions and things that you guys sent in a while ago and questions. I thought I could try and answer a few of those while I put on some makeup as well, because why not, you know? So let me bring up my assumptions. Some of these are a bit old because this was a few weeks ago, so I won't answer them all, like there's a lot. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a primer. I think everything I've got I can do new, so that's quite exciting. I got this Stila primer ages ago. This is the Sheer Illumination Lingerie Souffle Skin Perfecting Primer. And I got this to do my full face Stila. I've still not done that video, but I really want to try this primer. I've wanted to try it for ages, so let's just jump in with this first. My battery's already threatening not to die, so that's great. Ooh, it's thicker than I thought. I don't think this will fall out if I do that, so I'm just gonna grab a blob. Put this on. I'm expecting this to be fantastic because it was expensive. I think it was like 30 bucks. Feels like a thick gel moisturizer is how I would describe it. Darn it, while I was adding this, I was supposed to do my first assumption. P. Doherty 73, you got the scar over your eyebrow from a crazy drunken night. No, I have no idea how I got that scar. I've always had that scar. Probably from before I was adopted, because that wasn't a good situation to be in. Let me tell you that. So it's probably from that. I don't remember getting it, thankfully. And to be honest, I never really notice it. Sometimes I edit it out photos because I'm like, don't like it, but no idea. No idea. Mrs. Doherty. Probably not saying that right. So yeah, I do have some new foundations, but I don't really want to play with them today. I want to play with one that I've only played with a few times, but really loved, and I haven't picked it up in a while, and I want to see what my feelings still are about it. I have a feeling I'm still really going to like it. And also, I want to use a foundation that's slightly too deep for me. In fact, this is way too deep for me, but it's okay. We got the high neck top on, because I got the new Revolution Sculpt and Glow palette. I was missing this from my review, which I will link in the corner, and I was also missing this concealer, so we will use both of these, but I want to use my Ardell Camouflage high def foundation. I remember absolutely adoring this foundation. In fact, I might mix just a pinch of lightener in, just because it is so severely dark for me. So let me just grab my lightening drops. I like the Gosh ones, by the way. I find them good. They don't affect me makeup. Next assumption is, this is more like a question. This isn't cheeky, but what was high school like for you, Olivia? That's from Rach LXR. High school was great for me when I lived up north in Tain, which is a teensy tiny little town in the Highlands. And then when I moved to Edinburgh, high school was terrible. I absolutely hated it. I used to make myself vomit every day before school. And my mum, bless her, was so lenient with me. She would just be like, oh, just get back into bed, darling. I'll get you a cup of tea. Because I honestly think she just liked having me home because everyone else was like older than me. So yeah, high school was horrible. Absolutely hated it. I had some good friends, obviously, but I did get bullied quite badly. Mostly because of my accent, which now looking back, I'm like, how stupid. I'm just gonna blob these on, and then I'll mix everything in with a brush, and then I'll use my sponge to perfect it, because hopefully that will work. Ooh, look at my foundation brush, looks so gross. So it's just like mixing the whitening drops. I might even need more. This foundation has coverage. Look at my lips, they're gone. They're gone. They're gone. I shouldn't have used that blooming primer because then this could have been all super affordable, because everything else from here on out is going to be affordable, by the way. I'm gonna have to take that all the way down my neck. Fairy Girl 1969. In your day-to-day life, you only wear neutrals. No. Nope, 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 my love, no. In my day-to-day life, it's either full glam, like this, like really colourful, or at least like cut creases, just the makeup you see on my YouTube channel, or it is absolutely nothing at all. I'm going to my parents later on this evening, so actually maybe I could do a check-in when I get home and show you how all of this makeup's held up, including the eyeshadows. So yeah, I'll keep my makeup on for that. But usually, like if I hadn't been feeling very good today and couldn't film, I would honestly just go to my parents with no makeup on. Every physio appointment I go to, I never wear makeup because I usually, well, in fact, I always end up crying. So I'm just like, no makeup. And then all the little outings that me and Hamish have managed, which is just to the cafe across the road, no makeup. When his family were here for a few days, no makeup. When we visited his family in Lithgow for a few days, no makeup. Didn't even take any with me. All I took was my moisturiser, because I was like, eh, might as well put some moisturiser on. Yeah, so it's full glam or absolutely nothing at all. You will rarely catch me in neutrals. I have to be in a really good mood to want to wear neutrals. I really like this foundation. I always feel quite cheeky putting like 2 videos in one, but I hope you guys don't mind. It's just good for me to film when I actually can film. Yeah, this is a really nice solid, it's usually full coverage on me, but I've got these like 2 big spots right now that are still a little bit visible, but usually if my skin is clear, this is like full coverage. Get some Beauty Bay. I don't know if it's in Superdrug or not because they sell Ardell lashes, but I've not seen it in Spa. I've not been in any stores since before Christmas. Please, someone in Edinburgh, take me to Primark. Come and pick me up and take me to Primark and wheel me around. I like it. I like that foundation. Let's get another question or assumption. Long name. You're the boss between you and Hamish. I am. I'm just going to go in with the Revolution Pro Ultimate Coverage Crease Proof Concealer. I got the shade C2. It looks quite dark in the tube. I meant to get C3, but this is probably going to be okay for me. I like the packaging. This released at the same time as the whole like, new neutral line, but I wasn't sent it. I got sent the, if you didn't see that video, the like lighter coverage ones. It's just one of those squeezy tubes. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out, I guess. Wait, I'm scared to do that in case it spurts out and then ruins my eye makeup, so I'm actually going to put it on a brush. Very thick and like tacky feeling. So someone said you're the boss between you and Hamish, and I said yes. I am the boss.
I am the boss.
You put on a way more manly voice there to defend yourself.
I know. Wanted to sound like Darth Vader almost.
Oh, okay.
I am the boss.
Start blending this sucker out. To be quite honest, gosh, this is thick. This feels very much like their camouflage one, the one in the black packaging, but thicker. This feels way more like, is it Bye Bye Under Eye? I feel like this is more like that. What I was gonna say is, to be quite honest with you, some of you, I don't know, will agree, won't agree. I was brought up very traditionally. Obviously, I come from a very strictly Christian household. My dad is a minister. And, you know, we were always taught that, you know, women obey their husbands. But we were also taught this is as per, you know, Bible teachings. And I actually agree with it, obviously. You know, women are to obey their husbands, but men are to love their husbands. Men are to love their wives more than they love themselves, and they have to treat them with the absolute respect and most wonderful way they could ever treat anyone. So to me, it doesn't, you know, I don't find it outrageous to obey my husband when he is to treat me like his queen, basically, which he does. Hamish is wonderful to me. He's not gone to Paris with his family so that he can stay back and look after me, even though I could have gone to my parents' house. He just didn't want to leave me. So yeah, I'm very traditional like that, and probably day to day I make the decisions. Like, I do the grocery shop, I, you know, do all of that kind of stuff, house stuff, things like that. Like, I chose our car even because I was the one that was driving and stuff. But if there's something that we cannot agree on, we just cannot come to a decision together, he will make the final decision, and I will have to, you know, respect that, because we can't come to it together, so I have to, you know, go with what he's decided, and that's fine. I agree with that, and I think a lot of you might think that's kind of crazy, but maybe some of you will understand where I'm coming from with that. It's just my upbringing coming into it, but I like it. I don't mind obeying him. She's a handsome and lovely man to obey. Right, well, this concealer has coverage. This is wonderful coverage. I would use this as a foundation. And it did blend out. It's just taken a bit more blending because it's so thick, but I like the coverage that it's given me, and it covered up those spots pretty well. I have a new powder. I got these from Makeup Obsession because I wanted to try them very badly. So I got the Makeup Obsession Pure Bake Lace Baking Powder, and then I got the Game Set Matte Baked Powder, and this is in, I'm sure they had different shades. Is it Formentera? I don't know if that's the name of what this is, because I'm sure they had different shades of this. Pretty sure it would say translucent on it if it was translucent. But first of all, we will bake. This concealer is not creaseless on moi, but if you've watched any of my other videos, you're gonna know that is not a surprise. So I just like pre-opened this so I'd be ready for this video. And the weird thing is with this is it's got the like plastic seal over the tub, but it doesn't have any like holes in it for like shaking out a bit of powder. You actually have to remove. I don't know if I got like a faulty one and it just doesn't have holes in it, or if all of them are like this, but without trying to make a mess, you actually have to remove the whole thing to get to the powder, and then it's just like loose powder, so it could be very messy, and I really hope this doesn't mess up my makeup. Let's throw this on and then we'll do another assumption. What shade did I get in this? Lace. Because it's a really nice like peachy brightening shade. I feel like my under eye looks really bright. Yeah, that'll be quite fun to do a check-in later on and see how this makeup's held up. So yeah, when you're finished, you're gonna have to put this back in. And obviously you get kind of a wee puff of powder, but I just think that's a bit weird that it doesn't have the holes in it. And then I'm gonna use Game Set Matte Baked Powder as my follow-up. Oh crap. Am I still tacky enough? I want to cream contour. So, some of you will know that this is my favorite Makeup Revolution contour kit, and I finally got the cream version, so I thought we could play with this today as well, and put this on. It does look very sweaty. Can you see that? Is that picking up? Is that just sweat or is it old? I don't know. I'm just gonna use it anyway. I'm gonna use this shade here, and let me pull up another question or assumption. Some of you guys are trying to get me in trouble with these, my word. I like this one from Alexandra.Evelyn. How do you keep the romance alive in your relationship when your back is not well? Let me throw this on and then I'll tell you. Gosh, I thought that was going to be too dark, but it's kind of disappearing into nothing. How do you keep the romance alive when I have zero mobility, pretty much? It's hard, it's very difficult. Lots of cuddles and kisses and watching movies in bed together and Love Island. I'm sure Hamish won't mind me telling you that he loves Love Island as much as I do. So yeah, it's not been very hugely romantic for the past 6 months, let's be honest. But I think, you know, these things are kind of there to test couples, and it's definitely tested us, just the whole back in general, but it's fine. We love each other deeply, and hopefully this back issue will go away soon. And tap around that. I feel like that's done almost nothing apart from disrupt my foundation. I'm gonna have to test that again on a different day. So it could be that just like little flecks of powder got onto, you know, where I was cream contouring, because I really love the powder version, so I'm interested to see if I do like that one, but I'll just test it on another day. So I'm gonna go over this powder now. Let's pull up another cue. Aaron MUA 17, how many kids do you want to have? 0, thank you. That's all right. I got in a really heated debate on my Instagram the other day about this, because someone wrote underneath one of my videos, do you plan on wearing that much makeup when you go to give birth? And I was like, what? What kind of question is that? What does that have to do with anything? I'm just rubbing off this powder at the same time. How is that? What? Anyway, ended up having a bit of an argument. Someone's like, oh, I'm disappointed in you, Melissa, in the way you responded. I was like, well, do you know what, love? Some people can't have kids. You know what? In 2019, I just don't think you should be throwing that around so much. Not that I'm personally offended by it, but I did feel a bit offended. I think I was just being defensive about my makeup, to be honest. But that's another thing. I've got told this a few times recently as well. People are saying to me, you're so much more defensive than you used to be. And all I can say in rebuttal to that is, well, I'm getting a lot more criticism. I'm getting a lot more like hate comments and like hate DMs, and a lot more just nastiness directed towards me. And you kind of have to get a bit more defensive as that happens, because it's like, my word, you know, calm down. Oh, you look disgusting with all that makeup on. How did you get a husband? It's like, of course I'm gonna tell you where to shove it. Do you know what I mean? I've got to say, I really like these two powders that I've just used. I feel like my face is set really nicely, and I feel like that under eye powder, it was so smoothing. How much did it cost? I can't remember. I've already thrown away the receipt, but sometimes it really hurts when you like bend with your tens machine on. I just feel like that looks pretty nice. We're gonna go in with the Sculpt and Glow Contour and Highlight Palette. There's 3 different shade weights of this, and I went with Desert Sky. I think this might be the medium one. There's a light, a medium, and deep. And the contour shade looks, I think that'll be fine, and hopefully the highlight will be fine. I just felt like the highlight in the lightest one was too icy, and I've got so many icy highlights that I just can't use, that I wanted one that was a bit more deep and a bit more gold. So hopefully this one will be okay on my skin tone. Oh, where is my brush? So we're gonna dip into this, And from Larissa P, you bleach your mustache. I absolutely do not. I shave it off. I usually really like Makeup Revolution sculpting products, so got high hopes for this. I wish I had this in the concealer in my first video, because then it would have been like fully complete. But that is kind of just striped myself, haven't I? This is really pigmented. But then this is the one for medium, so bear that in mind, although my foundation is a pinch dark for me. I think it looks good though, like I don't think it looks way too dark, but it is darker than my natural skin tone. Yeah, I use those little eyebrow razors and I take my mustache off. I probably do it like every 2 or 3 days, to be honest, because it grows back. It's because when I was really little, I've got 2 older sisters, and when I was really little, probably like maybe 5 or 6, I saw my sister in the bathroom shaving her mustache with a razor, like one of Dad's razors, like a disposable one, that was sitting on the sink. And I was like, oh my goodness, do I need to do that? So I started, in secret, using my dad's like disposable razors, maybe they were my mum's, I don't know, to shave my mustache that I did not have as like a 5-6-year-old. But every so often, sorry, what? Focus. But every so often, I would go into the bathroom and I would shave my mustache area. And I think because of that, I grew a very handsome mustache by about the age of 14. Yes, yes. And I have always needed to prune it since. Oh, I'll tell you what time it is now, so you know. It's 12:52. Probably started putting this makeup on at about 12:15. So we'll say 12:30 is our time. That is really nice, by the way. That is super smooth. That is so easy to apply. I do think I've maybe striped myself a little, but I don't care. I like to look fake. I don't like to look like I'm wearing no makeup. Let's be real. Because I'm currently adding more. So there we go. Looking sculpted. Do I have a new bronzer? Let me check my drawer of wonders. I also picked this up from Makeup Revolution's website because I thought this looked really like NARS-esque. It says though it's a bronze and lights palette and it's clearly just a highlight palette. But look how beautiful that is. This was £4.50. It was half price, and it's not always, it was 3 for 2 in the sale. So I thought I could bronze with that looking at the picture on the website, but I can't. I also picked up this giant Makeup Obsession matte bronzer, which is just a lovely large pan. And then I have this Natural Collection bronzer as well. It's very similar in tone. This one looks a bit warmer. I think I use the Natural Collection one because it's going to be like really cheap. That was actually free because it was in the 3 for 2, but this Natural Collection was probably like $1.99 or something, so let's see if it's any good. This one's in the shade Golden Glow. Let's answer a thing. Are there any YouTubers you can't stand watching? James Charles. I really don't enjoy watching Nikki tutorials. I don't know why. I don't enjoy watching her videos. And I'm sure there's others. This has a shimmer to it. I'm very happy about that. Let's put some on. I feel like it's going to be quite pigmented. Probably because I've been sat swirling my brush in it while I've been trying to come up with names of who I can't stand. I think probably just, yeah, James Charles is like the one I really cannot stand watching. Like, I don't enjoy his videos. I know he is probably one of the more creative ones, and I really like that. I like looking at his pictures on Instagram, but he just rubs me the wrong way. Let me have a look here. This bronzer is so beautiful. It is so smooth. Like, I could be putting on a high-end bronzer right now, genuinely. It is so smooth. It's definitely got a pinch of sheen to it, which I really like. You know me, like a sheeny bronzer. It's just so smooth, so cheap. Oh my goodness, bronzer on a budget. I am living for this. This is so nice, so buttery, so smooth, and I genuinely think it was $1.99. That's so nice. And then I think we'll try the highlight from this palette because I just want to test it. And then if I hate it, I can try this palette. So let's try another quest or assumption. Clary_pop, you trained for 5 years to become a ninja and then found out your real passion in life was makeup. That is true. That's a little known fact about me. Jade Louise Laird, why didn't you go to your sister's wedding? I didn't go to my sister's wedding because it would have been like a 6 to 7 hour, it probably would have been actually way longer because I would have had to take a break every 45 minutes during the drive, so it probably would have been like a 9-hour drive. And then we found out at the last minute, we thought we had like a bedroom in the big house that they'd booked, but I got a text at the last minute saying that we would need to bring a blow-up bed, which would have been absolutely fine had I not got my back issues. So finding that out quite late on was quite stressful because then we would have had to book a hotel, and it's Sky. Sky is tiny. There is few hotels and few B&Bs, and they get booked up so quickly because Sky is so small. I need to put this product on my face while I talk. A tiny bit dusty in the pan, not too bad. Let's see. Oh gosh. I mean, Makeup Revolution, they just know how to do products, don't they? Like, it's why it is probably my favourite brand. Just being it out there. You probably know that by seeing how much I use it on my channel. I just love how affordable it is. This is not like molten metal highlight, but it's very kind of lit from within. Softness. I mean, to some of you it's probably quite a bold highlight, but to me this is quite toned down, but it is gorgeous. Oh, I like this palette. I think it was a solid £8 though for 2 powders, but it is very nice. Look at that chin. But yeah, the long and short of it is I'm not well enough to travel that far. It would have been absolute agony. We get a taxi. It's probably a 5-minute ride from our house to the physio, and it is so unbelievably painful just sitting in a car going anywhere. So that length of journey would have just been awful. It would have been awful for the other occupants of the vehicle, for the poor driver. It was my sister-in-law would have been driving us, because I do have a car but I wouldn't have been able to drive it up to Skye. This is beautiful, by the way. They feel high-end. Genuinely, these 2 powders feel high-end. To be honest, for Makeup Revolution, for £8 for 2 powders, I would expect it to feel high-end. The concealer was £7 as well. Getting a bit ahead of ourselves here, Makeup Revolution. I just think my skin. Like, I look makeup-y. That foundation is quite makeup-y. It is in no way natural, but I feel good. Where were we? Blush. Why did I say it like that? Oh, I got sent this LA Girl Island Hottie blush palette, and this looks really pretty. So I thought I would try this. Probably this shade here, or maybe even this shade, because the eyes are very warm toned at the top. So maybe this shade. It's coming across a bit more dull on camera, but in real life it's like Ooh, what's another question? Deborah_Harry says, why do you not like Kaylee or just her makeup? Kiss kiss. I assume you mean Kaylee MUA. I don't not like her. Have I ever said I don't like her? I hope not. I probably said it when I was drunk. I'm joking. No, I'm pretty sure I've never said anything about her, to be honest. I don't not like her. I think her makeup's incredible. I'm just, if you go off who I follow on Instagram, you're gonna be like, what? Because I follow like less than 80 people on Instagram. I generally only follow brands that I really like so I can keep up to date with what they're launching, and trend mid for that reason as well, or my closest friends, or like the PR companies that I'm in touch with, things like that. But apart from that, I really follow barely anyone. If I want inspo or just want to see someone, I'll just search them. I can't have a cluttered feed, and I can't have tons of people. Like, I can't just go on a follow spree. I have to really kind of connect with that person somehow, and then I'll follow them, because I just can't have a cluttered feed, and it stresses me out when I've got too many like faces going on my page and stuff like that. I don't know, it's weird. It's not like an OCD thing, I don't think I've got that, but it's just like how I can't have any unread messages in my mailbox or like on my phone. Like, I can't have any, where is it? Like, I can't have notifications on my phone. I currently have 2 for Facebook and 1 for Instagram, but that's only because I'm sitting chatting and talking. But usually I will deal with something immediately, like a notification or something like that. That blush is nice, by the way. I'm having to dip in quite a lot to get actual pigment from it though. I'm actually going to go in with a little bit of the shade from the Jeffree Star palette, which we will call Fudge again for the purposes of this video as my blush, because I feel like I'm not getting very much from that LA Girl palette. I'm just trying not to dip into the mint green or the lavender on either side of this. Look how pigmented that is. See, I quite like a really pigmented blush. I like it to be obvious that I put blush on. I'm a very blush kind of fan though. I know a lot of people actually don't like blush, and to you I say, to the bad, you're bad. Just putting on a wee bit more highlight, just kind of to diffuse it in, because that's obviously an eyeshadow, so it's got a lot of pigment in it. So I'm gonna love you and leave you here. I'll answer one more question, because I'm sure you love hearing my voice. And then I'm gonna go away, finish off my eyes for my Jeffree Star video, and come back and then we'll do the lips and stuff. Miss PMJ Cosplay, by the way, this woman is so nice. She sent me the most incredible messages on Instagram. Do you have any plans for to do a collaboration for an eyeshadow palette? I will say, as I kind of said a little bit, I have been in talks with a brand and a brand owner that I know. She's already kind of offered it to me and would have done it with me this year, but I said to her that I want to hit 50k on YouTube first, because I want it to be actually like a success, and I want people to actually buy it, so it was worth her time collabing with me. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I haven't earned it yet. So if I hit 50k, then I'm gonna message her and be like, mate, hit 50k, let's get the ball rolling. But I will say I've like kind of mocked up shades and things like that, but it's just so hard now. I just feel like everything's been done, and I would probably just release a really colourful palette, but everyone's kind of done that now, so it's like, how actually unique would it be? But we'll see. It's a very good brand. I like the brand and I like the quality of their eyeshadows, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, just make sure your pals subscribe to me and we can get a collab going. So I'll nip off and I will be right back, hopefully with my eyes done, and I'll see you in a moment. So I didn't want to wear a nude just because I want to wear a nude and I want to wear a nude. And I thought I'd wear Jeffree Star nude. And I just put on I'm Nude by Jeffree Star, which I think you kind of got that. Will I do one more question? Do I have one? Do I have a fun one? Oh, I'll do this one. How did you injure your back? While I leaned out very slowly. Turn on my straighteners to re-straighten my hair. Okay, how did I injure my back? I get this question a lot now because all I ever talk about is my sore back. So I've always had a sore back. Since I was about 12, 13, maybe more 13, 14, let's say. I've always woken up in the morning with a sore back, and I think it's because of my history, whereby I mean I have done a lot of horse riding in my life, mostly show jumping or backing young horses, so you often get thrown off, kicked sometimes even in the back. That's happened. This hair extension is wanting to come out. So I think just through my life choices of doing a lot of horse riding, and also I was very into gymnastics when I was younger, so I've always been very flexible, and I think that's kind of messed up my spine a little. But anyway, I've always woken up with a sore back in the morning, and it usually goes away after about 10-15 minutes. Like sometimes it'll wake me up at 5 AM, excruciating pain, but if I get out of bed and start like walking around and moving around, it will go away. And maybe I'll complain in the evening that it's starting to get sore as well, but never anything debilitating. And then recently, well, it must have been 7th of January, Hamish was in the shower and I thought it would be a great idea to hide in our hall cupboard. We've got a really big hall cupboard. Lots of people would put their jackets in it, but I put all the bedroom furniture that was in this room prior to me turning it into my beauty room. I collapsed all that furniture and put it in that cupboard. And I thought it'd be a great idea to hide in that cupboard, so when Hamish came out the shower, I would fly through this door and jump out on him and scare him, and it would be great. Because I'm sure Hamish won't mind me saying this either, but when he gets a fright like that, he screams like a girl. And it is always fun, and sometimes I'll set up my phone to get a reaction. And anyway, so I did that, jump out the cupboard, full force. He screamed, and then we started play wrestling in the hallway, and I had on big, thick, fluffy, lovely, cozy socks, and we have like original hardwood floors in this flat. And we started play wrestling, and I threw a ninja kick, and he caught my leg. And usually I'm pretty good at keeping balance and not falling over, but big fluffy lovely socks, hardwood floors, I fell on my side. And the next day I went into work. I started work at 7 AM, and that's an unholy time honestly to start work, especially when you got to put your makeup on. Go away, lawnmower man. And I went into work, and I was actually okay when I woke up. Like, I felt a bit stiff, but nothing more than usual. And I went into work, and I started at 7 like I said, and by 10 AM I had sat down. I think I was sitting down at that point, and my manager called me through to the bar area, and I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand up. Like, I couldn't in any way bend my spine, and I was just like rigid in this chair, and customers were coming up to the desk and I would have to like roll my rolly chair around to speak to them, and I must have looked so rude because I wasn't standing up to speak to them, and I am 5-star service here. Hold on, let me go in with the setting spray. Let's do a little fun test here, since I'm gonna do a check-in later on. I'm going to do half of my face with this Huda Beauty spray and see if that half stays on better. That was a lot of setting spray on that one side of my face. And anyway, my manager was like, mate, you gotta go home. And I walked home, and my work is literally around the corner. It takes me less than 2 minutes to walk to work, which is epic. But that day, when he sent me home at like 10:30, it took me about, I think it was 25 minutes to walk home. And because I was so rigid, I had no bend in my body. Like even my knees I couldn't bend pretty much. And then we went to the doctor's, and then it's been about a week later, because I'd spent so much time in bed after hurting my back and it was just so painful I couldn't even function. My back started to heal like crooked, like me lying in a fetal position, and then I started walking crooked. So now if I walk like you would see like a really old person that's really crooked and like that. I want to say kind of like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, but without the hunchback. I'm just completely hunched over when I walk, and that is how I hurt my back. And that is a long story, and this is the finished makeup. And also it feels like I put hairspray on this half of my hair, like it feels crispy because of that setting spray. There we go, full face on. I'm pretty happy. We can come back and check on it later. I will say I do look a bit cakey. Ow, 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 ow. France, that TENS machine when you stretch. So that is my skin at the moment. This foundation is not nice on my forehead wrinkles. Like, look how badly it's sunk in. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, just answering some of those assumptions that were sent in. I do plan on doing like a full sit down answering one. I've got so many that I still need to answer, assumptions and questions. But I just thought, yeah, while I had the energy in my body, that I would sit and film. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up because it really helps me out. Also leave me a comment down below because I do reply to all of my comments, even if they're nasty. I just tell you where to shove it. And subscribe, because it's a polite thing to do. Also a massive heartfelt thank you to all of my Patreons. Thank you so much for supporting me. It boggles my mind, seriously boggles my mind. And when we hit 50, I'm going to do another Patreon only giveaway, and when I hit 50 as well, I'm going to start doing Patreon only videos, 1 per month to begin with, and see how it goes. And it's going to be completely you guys telling me what you want to see, and I'll just pick one of the video ideas, and then we'll keep doing that each month. So I'll work out how to do that, and then we'll start doing that just as a thank you for watching my channel and supporting me. Also, I do have my fanning around t-shirts, so if you want to click the link down below, you can go and have a gander at that. There should still be a discount code on that. If there isn't, I will make a new one and I will put it down below in the comments as much as I can possibly discount off it. And yeah, that is it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I'll see you on the flip side. Bye. So I am back. It's a bit later on now. It's actually 1:04 AM. So this makeup's been on for over 12 hours now, and this is my face. I am looking so shiny. Considering I don't have like a tall oily skin, actually I don't really mind it, like the shininess, you know. Gosh, how bad do I look compared to earlier? So before I went to my parents' house, I was able to edit my Jeffree Star Jawbreaker video, and I was leaning on both sides of my face quite heavily on both sides, you know, as you do. And this side is definitely worn off way more, like down here, you know, where you just kind of, I tend to do it that way, than this side. And this is the side that I put the Huda Beauty setting spray on. Apart from that, I wouldn't say there's any difference in my makeup on either side, apart from just that kind of lasting power. Both sides have gotten pretty like oily compared to what they were before. Things are just looking very porous, I've got to say. Let me see if I zoom you in, you can see my skin a bit better. Like all my pores are just like, hey, hi. I mean, all of the shininess will be solved by just nipping over with my powder brush, which I've not added anything to, just picked it out of my drawer. You tell I'm feeling very tired. I also took my last batch of medication for the evening about an hour ago, so I'm feeling like... But I said I would check in, so I am checking it in. This is my TENS machine hanger in my neck, if you're wondering. Took all my hair extensions out, and that's it. That's all I've got to say. This is how the makeup held up. I think it held up pretty darn well for like over 12 hours of wear, so yeah, pretty happy. This side definitely though did not hold up as well as the Huda Beauty setting spray side. So I think all in all that was a pretty good job. I think I already did my sign out, to be honest. So I'm just gonna say hasta la vista and go to bed. And I hope I'll see you all very soon. Bye. Good night. Sorry. Well, you're naked. Where is it? Gotta do it that way, don't you?